This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Blak and Major League Baseball. God damn it, y'all fucked this up royally. So, as of probably 30 minutes before I did this recording, news had started to go crazy or in the sports world about the Florida Marlins. The Florida Marlins have, I believe it's 12 players and 2 coaches on the team who have all been said to have test positive with the coronavirus. Now, this is very scary because Major League Baseball has royally already fucked up their restart to begin with. For one, they're allowing teams to travel from place to place without restrictions or limitations to the players' activities. They can go home. They can go wherever they want. They don't have any it's just that you have to be tested. Fine. Thing is, they're coming into a lot of contact with a lot of people outside of their teams. And it's like everybody's doing what the fuck they want, and everybody's coming back. And then they're not necessarily adhering to rules where, they don't want you to do a lot of teams celebrating and groups celebrating, but people are high-fiving like shit and, chest bumping and all that shit. Nah, it wasn't going to work. It really wasn't going to work because they weren't taking it serious enough. And that sets the conversation to what are these other sports going to do? Because there's already been a question of how sports was going to return anyway. NBA, WNBA, MLS, NHL seem to have kind of figured it out. They limited the number of teams. They put them all in a group in one spot, and they gave them hard, fast rules where they had to adhere to. They had to stay in bubbles. They didn't want these players going around, spreading around. It's like, in the period of time that we're playing the season, you have to stay in this location. You have to adhere to these rules, and we'll get through this, and then that's it. But you can't participate if you aren't willing to abide by these rules. And people who have been, kind of trying to break them, like Lou Williams taking a side trip to Magic City, they get stuck in the quarantine and isolated. They're serious, and their players seem to be serious. But Major League Baseball, they just, I understand why they felt the need to come back. And again, I know a lot of people have told me, what's wrong with you? We got to get back to normal life. I totally understand that sentiment. But you're not going to have a normal life right now. There is no such thing as normal during a pandemic. So what you need to do is you need to come up with a plan to where you can do as much as you want within, reason, within sensible, boundaries. And it doesn't look like Major League Baseball decided to do such. And now we don't know what the fuck is going to go. 4 games in, we got one team canceling games. Pretty much half of their roster is sick. There is no minor league baseball, so where would they get the pool of replacements if they want to continue on? How are these other teams going to react? Because they played the Atlanta Braves in preseason, and they played the Philadelphia Phillies in their first 3 games. So they've been in contact with 25 plus people, and I say 25 plus because I don't know exactly how many people are on a baseball staff, but I have to say it's pretty considerable because you got your coaches, your manager, hitting coach, pitching coach, your trainers, your base coaches. So that's probably like, I'm going to say at least another 10 people. So you got 35 to 40 people, let's say, on the baseball staff. And they're all in contact with these players who've been around these infected players. And these infected players have gone home because there's no restrictions like it is in the NBA, WNBA, and all the others in Major League Baseball. They've also gone home and they've been in contact with their family members, their friends. Who knows if they've went to a restaurant or something like that. I mean, especially with the Florida Marlins, they're in, like, you should not have had lack of restrictions, especially when you have teams like Florida and Tampa Bay that are in the middle of the epicenter, the current epicenter of this pandemic in this country. And now it's like, what are we going to do for the rest of the season? And it doesn't seem like Major League Baseball have a go-to plan on what happens if there's an outbreak. How do we shut this down and contain this and continue on? Don't seem like there is. Like, we've had a team in MLS that showed a lot of people positive, and they were able to isolate and cut them off from playing. They were like, oh, boop, you're done. Out the round of 16 teams. Peace out. They found a way. They had it set. They had a plan on how to do this. And so far, it's working. MLS is still going, chugging along. Baseball, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? And again, like I said, this opens the conversation for the rest of the sports. Because you have football trying to come in who don't really have, like, a plan to put on restrictions or put people in a bubble. Same thing with certain collegiate sports. And these are sports where people travel wide and, far and have even larger rosters. Like baseball, has a pretty sizable roster. Like I said, you have 25 players and a number of coaches and other staff. Football, pro football, you have over 50 players and then God knows how many coaches and staff. College football, shit, you have 80 players and then God knows how many people running around. How that shit's gonna work? Like, seriously, how the fuck is that shit gonna actually work? So I don't know. I don't know, people. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the next few days with this situation. Anyway, as always, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak, and I'm out. Deuces.